وارحمهما كما.
Welcome to Fit to Parents. I am Monye Christian. Today we'll be introducing the role of media education and management in parenting. But we'll be focusing on the negative impact of media on our children, the process involved, and the potential solution. We will be using Disney as a case study for today's episode. The number one reason why we want to use them as a case study is that they are the major producer of the cartoons our children watch every day. The second reason is because of the public statement they made when they became 100 years old. Note, Disney has succeeded in getting into every home and has succeeded in buying the trust of parents and the heart of children. This is the agenda that took them 100 years to achieve. Now, they have officially started to move beyond just entertaining our children to indoctrinating them. In a popular video on the internet, a Disney executive revealed their plan of advancing gay agenda by adding queerness to their shows and films using LGBTQ as background characters. This is critical. My question is, how do you beat an agenda that took over 100 years to plan? Or how do we save our children from being a victim of this agenda? One simple way is media education and management skill. As we speak, Disney is scripting our children through cartoons and video games. Let me talk a little about this. Children are actors. They act or perform the scripts written in their tabula rasa. These scripts define their choices and shape their behavior. Remember, every child started with a clean state known as tabula rasa, an empty mind with nothing recorded, according to John Locke. What they become is the script written in their tabula rasa, meaning that whatever we see in our children's life now is a script they are acting. Nothing more, nothing less. This is where we all need to wake up. The home is the first school for a child. We parents are the ones who are supposed to write on the tabula rasa of our children what we want them to act or perform, not cartoons, not the school. It is called home training. This is what will help nurture the gravitropic growth of our children. But if out of ignorance and busy schedules, we are not able or available to script our children, Disney and other media companies will script their tabula rasa through cartoons and video games for us. This is what is happening now. My greatest fear is that if this trend continues, it will be easier for them to advance the gay and transgender agenda to our children. Hope you are aware they are streaming cartoon content to help introduce gay and transgender sexuality to children and encourage them to experiment on their own. This is a bid to normalize the gay and transgender ideology among children. This is a big alarm to all parents. For some people, the question in their mind is this possible? Yes, I say it is very possible. First, they have succeeded in making the world a global village. Imagine that the same cartoon a child is watching at home at 8 p.m. on Friday in Enugu State is the same cartoon a child is watching at the same time in Lagos State. They are reaching, scripting, configuring our children or most children at the same time without us even realizing it. The unfortunate thing about this situation is that after bathing and eating, the next thing children want is to watch cartoons. So it is easy to indoctrinate them or sell an idea to them. Please, I beg you parents, kindly sit down one weekend and watch cartoons with your children. You will be shocked at some perverse ideologies you will notice. This is a small one compared to what I want to show you next. Let's see the most powerful media secret in the world, which everyone, especially parents, must know. This secret is called brain coupling. Imagine that a device was invented that could record all your memories and dreams and ideas and then transmit the entire content to another person's brain. That sounds like a game-changing invention, right? In fact, we already possess such a technology. It is a brain coupling tool called storytelling. Storytelling is a speaker and a listener brain coupling tool. Are you surprised? This is why media is very powerful. It is a storytelling tool. Professor Yuri Hassan, a neuroscientist, and his Bristol lab collaborators have discovered how our brain communicates with other brains using storytelling. Question: how exactly do stories, memories, ideas get transmitted to another person's brain through storytelling? Neuroscientist Yuri Hassan has uncovered the hidden neuromechanism that enable this exchange. During communication, the speaker's brain responds through sound wave uttered, coupled, or locked together with the listener brain's response. How do I mean? In an experiment, 5 people were brought to fMRI scanner and they scanned their brain while they were either telling or listening to a real life story. Something amazing was discovered during the storytelling in their neural responses across the 5 listeners. Firstly, they looked at the neural responses before the experiment started. While the 5 listeners were at rest, waiting for the storyteller to begin, they observed the responses were very different from each other and not in sync. See the insect bubble at the diagram on the screen. In that, during the rest cycle, you will notice it. However, immediately as the story started, they saw something amazing happen. Suddenly, they saw the neural responses in all the 5 listeners begins to lock together and go up and down in a similar way. See the insect bubble at the diagram on the screen. In that during speech cycle, you will notice it. Scientists call this effect the neural entrainment, the process by which the brain response becomes locked to and aligned with the sound of speech. But what are the factors driving this neural entrainment? 1 is the sound the speaker produces. 2 is the words the speaker is saying. 3 is the idea that the speaker is trying to convey in his story. Let's see an example of this neural entrainment using a metronom's video. In summary, this is how sound, words, ideas, culture, beliefs, and whatsoever is transferred. In fact, this is how human beings are influenced. Children, most especially. Our children are what they see, hear, and feel. If no measure is taken about this, some parents will wake up one day to suddenly discover that their child has been indoctrinated and have embraced falsehood like gay and transgender ideology. This is because by simply telling a story, I could plant an idea, a thought, or emotion in the brain of your child. With this, you can see how much damage has been done already. Also, you can tell how much has been deposited and transferred into our children through cartoons. What is the solution? The solution is rescripting our children. The best recommendation to script and rescript our children, especially for Christian parents, is Superbook. Superbook is a great cartoon work by Christian Broadcasting Network, CBN, for children. Superbook teaches children timeless moral truths and Bible-based lessons in a captivating Bible story way. If you don't have a smart TV or cannot watch it with your children every day on the internet directly because of high cost of data, kindly download it into a flash and play it for your children. But when you introduce it, watch it with them the first time and show excitement while you are watching it. When I started playing Superbook for my children, I thought it was boring to them. But what I did not realize is that the message was taking root. Until one day, I was sharing with my kids about Adam and Eve and the fall of man. Before I knew it, my daughter took over from me and completed the story. I was amazed and I asked, "Where did you learn that?" And she referred me to Superbook, and I was so happy. If you start now, before you know it, your children will be used to almost all the Bible characters like Moses, Daniel, Job, etc. This is a major replacement for secular cartoons, especially those with agenda to indoctrinate our children. It is the first step towards raising Bible literate children and a major move towards making them sons and daughters of God. Please, if you know other accredited Christian media producing cartoon organization producing content for children, kindly drop their names in the comment section of this video or reach out to us on the numbers on the end note of this video. This also goes for music. If you don't play Christian or godly music sufficiently for your children, when they are tender, you will leave a vacuum they will fill with secular music. Note, music is the food of the soul. But if you script them properly with godly music, that will be what will be in their subconscious mind. Note, anything in your subconscious mind controls you. We don't have control over what is in our subconscious mind. This is where we will bring this episode to a close. Please, parents, let's get to work. Thank you for watching this episode. See you in the next episode.